Do you feel that there is a change in people's willingness to report their sightings, though? Historically, I feel like people maybe hid it because of fear of social oppression on some level. Some of that maybe, is that going away?
I think so. I think the majority of UFO researchers are aware that most UFO sightings go unreported. I think that's still the case, although that percentage is not so skewed nowadays. I think people are more comfortable coming forward. And I think the media has a lot to do with that. There's so many avenues covering this topic. People are a little more comfortable coming forward, not fearing being made fun of or being ridiculed. So that's a good thing from that point of view. And that can move the field forward. Because the media is covering this field in a more legitimate way than it had, say, prior to about 5 years ago, that may precipitate a change in perception from the scientific point of view. In other words, the scientific community might look at this field in a little more legitimate light, which means they might be more comfortable actually looking at what's going on and take a look at that. And it's illogical to not try to find qualified people to look at this stuff. We need to have more qualified people look at this and try to find some answers. So in a roundabout way, the media might be our best friend.
Interesting. Right. A lot of people are going to argue with that one.
Oh, sure. Yeah, they will.
No, I think it makes sense.
Yeah, they will. Yeah. But if the field's covered in a better way by journalists, by quality journalists, that's only a good thing, as opposed to the way it used to be covered, where it appeared on the news in a very tongue-in-cheek way with X-Files teams covering the story, and it's not taken seriously. Right. Well, that's not going to move the field forward. That's not any help at all. But if you do have the New York Times or other reputable journalistic establishments covering this topic in a serious way, that's only a good thing. And so I guess I'm kind of trying to explain what I just said, because I'll probably get some emails tonight.
Right. Well, it's like, journalists, quality journalists, I can't help but to think of Linda Moulton Howell, who started out as a reputable journalist and who eventually went to all entirely fringe news. And I wonder if she did it because she had to or because she was compelled to, if her interest in that sort of made any other news reporting not an option for her, or how that worked.
I'm very troubled with her approach. I'm not comfortable at all. You're right. She went from being a reputable journalist with a high level of integrity that was held in high regard by a lot of other journalists. That's not the case now. She's embraced a lot of fringe topics, a lot of indefensible theories that can't be proven or disproven, a lot of ideas that aren't based in data but based in belief. And we all have our own beliefs, and that's a non-starter. That's a given. But on some level, when you're examining an issue that's unknown, whether it's UFOs or anything else, at some level you have to put your personal beliefs aside and ask yourself, what can we prove? What do we know? Do we have any data to even support my personal beliefs? And if we don't, that's a question that needs to be addressed. But when you have a journalist or anybody else making claims that aren't supported by data in any way, shape, or form, that's not good. That is not an ideal situation at all.
Yeah. I don't really know I don't know much about this person, but I think being a journalist or a scientist or whatever can be a really thankless job, and I think it's unsurprising that some people decide to cash out on their reputations by telling people what they want to hear, but it's from a scientist or a journalist or whatever. Take the lady who did the pandemic video. She has scientific training, she should be very qualified in the field, but also she was disgraced in the scientific field and is now making fringe stuff because that's how she gets her money now.
And the other thing that happens is that if you make false claims that aren't supported by data in the scientific community, and those claims are proven false, and your lack of data is shown to be, that situation is exposed, you were expelled from the UFO community. For the scientific community.
Right, it's career ending.
Your lack of integrity is you're held accountable for that. In the UFO field, that never happens. Never.
Right.
You can make random claims that are not supported by data at all, and you become popular. What I found in this field, and then this is just from personal experience, is that if you get pushback, negative pushback, for not embracing everything, for being a little more dogmatic about finding out, okay, what's really going on, not embracing everything, that tends to mean that person has a level of integrity and they're not simply embracing everything. You know, I find it gratifying when I get negative emails. It means I'm doing my job. That means I'm making people think.
Right.
And if I embrace everything, well, that doesn't do it good. So I just won't do that.